Pleasure. We're going to have a few other people joining as well. This is going to be live streamed to YouTube. Obviously, we'll repost the replay. But hey, guys, welcome to 2022. This is first week of 2022. We're going to run a process this entire year. We're planning on the next 52 weeks to spend a little bit of time together each day to make forward progress in our businesses. And in my opinion, it all starts on Mondays with planning out your week. So if you did get a chance to join us last Thursday as we did a roundtable discussion before the end of the year about planning, setting goals, getting our method of operation all geared out, hopefully you guys all had an opportunity to do that for yourselves, go through your own wheel of life, talk about the spokes internally. Were there any questions on any of that, or were you guys able to get that done for yourselves? And if not, make a goal to do that today as one of your sprint planning items. With that being said, I know, Guy, you and I were talking back and forth, and we want to make this very conversational. This is the whole goal. This is an hour for us to work together so that the high tide raises all ships. So if you do have questions, raise your hand using the little reactions in Zoom, or feel free to put your question in the chat. And we're going to start kicking this thing off. It's all about the topic today, getting started. I think there's no better time than now. And Guy, I want to get your take on this as well, because I know you and I riff pretty good back and forth on this stuff. But the topic I was thinking about is getting started. And I feel like so many people out there have trouble getting started, right? I see, Anna, you're nodding your head as well there. I mean, we've all been in this trap before. We get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to work, and we never get into activity, right? We love the idea of what our plan is going to lead to or what our goals are, but we never take that first step along the process. I don't know, Guy, in your mind, I think at times it's fear of failure in my mind. I don't want to start because then I won't fail, but you're also not going to make forward progress. And I thought about it even the first day of the new year. It was Saturday, right? And I'm like, all right, I've got my whole plan. I'm going to start checking things off. And the first thing I did, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, I threw my plan out the window and I screwed up immediately. The first thing I did, right? I didn't make that healthy breakfast. I had leftover pizza from the night before. And why did I do that? It was because I wanted to start out imperfect. Right? Because that was my trap, is I want to try and run it perfect and do the whole year perfect and hit my resolution perfect. And the reality is it's not going to be perfect this year. In fact, we're going to take it one day at a time. We're going to get started. We're going to run our process and our system. And Guy, you had a quote last week that was exactly that: goals versus systems. And I want to talk about that, and specifically about getting started. And you know what happened the next day on Sunday? I shrugged it off. I said, okay, I'm 2 days in on the new year. And guess what? I can get started today just as much as I could get started yesterday. And I think the whole thing with getting started for me, Guy, is every day is a reset and a restart. Mm-hmm. So I want to throw it out there and throw it to everybody else out there and get some take on getting started in the sprint planning process.
I think like you had mentioned, it's almost like falling off the wagon. But what I think so many people are so locked on is with a goal or with a New Year's resolution. It is a massive change that you're going to have to implement to benefit and get to that goal, instead of saying 1% increase. If I get 1% better. So when you look at that wheel of life, if I get 1% better every day, that almost comes out to 38% improvement when you expand it throughout the year. Yep. But that's the whole year. And that's staying on a system. Up here we have a habit. I know last Thursday I didn't get a chance to jump on with you. You talked to goal setting. Goal setting, there's so many nuances to goal setting. I feel goals should be goal-less, because when you set a goal and you reach that goal, what's the next thing that usually happens? Running a marathon. The next day, you're done. Running a marathon instead of being a runner, which becomes a habit, right? So your habits actually drive what your goals are going to be. If we have a goal, say as an affiliate, to make $1,000, $5,000 a month, when I reach that goal, what really happens? What happens in your mind, and what happens? You sort of relax, and you don't continue to do what you've done from a habit aspect. So understand your habits are really going to drive what your goals are. And I've been listening to a book, ER and I have been talking about it. It's Atomic Habits. It's a great book. I would encourage you all to look at it. And he talks about it, and it's almost like he talks to each and every one of us, and it makes sense. This is why we regurgitate a lot of things that we listen to, because it makes sense to us, and we hope that it makes sense to others. But I take it a step further and say, you've got to almost take it as an out-of-body experience. If I want to be healthy, I've got to take myself out of the situation and say, what does a healthy person do? What does a healthy person do when it comes to eating? What does a healthy person do when it comes? And yes, I'm healthy, but there's healthier people out there. Right. You know, when you said, you know, on the first you had pizza, you know, if you were to sit there on that day or at that moment, say, what does a healthy person do in this situation? Do they have a salad with a good protein, or do they eat the pizza? That's and right. It probably would have driven you to do the healthy thing. And if you continue to say those types of things, what is my identity? I am a successful entrepreneur. Well, what does a successful entrepreneur do? What does a successful affiliate do every day? If I'm an affiliate from a marketing aspect, what does a successful affiliate do in marketing? What does a successful affiliate do when following up? And understanding that I'm not going to make the massive change today. I'm not going to make the massive change this week, even this month. But if I do a 1% increase, if I say I'm going to be a healthy person, and what really starts is that means I've got all these additional things that matter to me to health. But if it means starting my day at 5, that just means I set my alarm at 5 and I get up. And then tomorrow I set my alarm at 5 and get up and maybe journal, meditate, do something of that sort, to where it becomes, I'm following my identity. I'm following what I want to be. So I just wanted to throw that out there from the aspect of getting started. Sit down, and when I'm getting started, I want to say, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to identify as. And what are the habits that I need to implement to receive the benefits of what that will be? And really, like I had mentioned earlier, your goals will actually become goalless. And and that's a positive thing, because you'll shoot far above what your goals were if you make habits happen. And if it's to make $1,000 and you decide to make it goalless, you'll make 5, 10, 15, just by the habits that you continue to implement, because the identity, the root down issue or cause that you want to reach, is what's driving everything within you.
Well, and Guy, I love that you bring that up, because to your point, I think we all set goals that are well within our reach, but we never reach beyond those goals. And one of the things that you mentioned last week as part of your quotes was, the goal is going to influence the system that you're going to run to achieve that goal. And that's what, in turn, right? We use the goal to create the system, but then, to Guy, your point, we eliminate the goal. And if we just focus on running that system, we will realize that not only are we capable of achieving the goal, we'll surpass it. And I've got a shining example of that. Back in 2020, right, the year of the pandemic and lockdown and everything else, I decided I'm going to set myself a personal goal. I wanted to get to 200 pounds, okay? For all of you out there who don't know me, I haven't been 200 pounds since 6th grade, you know, so it's a monumental goal. And for me, actually, the goal was 215 pounds. I started chipping away at that using a system, right? It wasn't lose 100 pounds in one day. It was incremental 1% improvements, guy, like what we're talking about. And eventually I saw I was making progress towards that goal. So we want to measure our progress, but it's still focused on the daily repetition. And then as I was making more and more progress to my goal, I realized I was going to hit my goal. Then I continued with that system and surpassed the goal, so much so that I got to 200 pounds and realized that the weight was not what the goal was to begin with, right? It was the thing that sparred me to go down and implement the system. And when I met everybody afterwards, they're like, whoa, you're looking too skinny, right? And I realized my goal wasn't to be 200 pounds or 215 pounds. It was to be healthy, right? And to do the things that a healthy person does to reach those types of goals: eat right, work out, focus on my personal well-being, all of those types of things. And the biggest part of all of that, once you have set that goal, once you have identified the system, is taking the first step, right? Getting started in that process. I think we are all capable of, one, identifying our goals. And we talked a lot about that in Q4. Number two, flushing out the system that will take us incrementally closer to that goal. And the system are the steps that we know with 100% confidence that we can check off, right? Guy didn't set a goal here to wake up at 2 a.m. and run 10 miles. He set a goal to wake up at 6 a.m. and do an hour workout. And then he had a choice, right? And that's what it all boils down to: choice. The alarm goes off and you have a decision to make. Do I follow along with taking the action I need to take and get started on my day, or do I hit snooze? And something in you has to flip the switch that says, I'm capable of stepping out of bed right now. I'm capable of going downstairs right now. And whatever it is, implementing your system step by step. And the thing that we talked about last week, look, it's about progress. It's not about perfection. This is why, for me, tricking myself by eating pizza day one already corrupts my perfect progress, right? That's my mental trap. If I'm 3 weeks in and I make a mistake, I want to give up and wait till next year. And I think a lot of people are like that, right? Why do most people stop their resolutions 2, 3, 4 weeks in? 90% of people have given up. It's because they've overwhelmed themselves instead of just focusing on the 1% progress of implementing the system and then measuring that against those objectives that they're working towards. But Guy, to your point, once you've identified the system out of the goal, in a way, get rid of the goal and focus on the system and the process. And that's all about running and implementing your plan. So you've got to have your plan. You've got to get started on that plan, and you got to see what the plan entails. And Guy, I know on Thursday, and we don't want to make this a big diatribe of us up here sort of talking from our soapboxes. We definitely want to make this collaborative. If anybody has anything else to add, please raise a hand or put it in the chat. But one of the things I wanted to shift over as part of getting started is this is an LFI affiliate call. Okay, just as much as we want you guys to leverage Shuffle in promoting your brand, yourself, your products, your services, one of the things we talked about on Thursday in the Wheel of Life was the career and the financial. And you may be leveraging your current career or whatever your financial goals are and setting up a system to do that. But we wanted to take a little bit of time and reiterate what we talked about on Thursday, where I truly believe, and I know this because I've been doing it for the last 2 decades, that a career path as an affiliate marketer can lead you to the financial success that you're looking for. And one of the things that we called out on Thursday's call is a path where anybody who has no experience can become an LFI affiliate and make $1,000 per month by the end of 2022. Okay, now if you're watching this later in 2022, within about 12 months, let's say. But for us getting started here in 2022, and if you're taking on this challenge to participate with us, to join side by side with us, we're just going to talk about this process because we went through it on Thursday. We're going to talk about the week at a glance that we have coming up. We're going to have a Q&A here, and then we're going to get off to the races and start getting started on going down our path or our process. So guys, you guys have already gotten started because you got on this call. If you're watching this in replay, the same thing. Kudos to you. Here's the process. We're going to have 5 calls every week. Okay. We talked about it last Thursday. We're going to reiterate it again because part of sprint planning is looking at everything 1 week at a time and then looking at it 1 day at a time. What is our daily method of operation? So for this week, we're going to have 5 calls. You guys have already ticked off call number 1. That's sprint planning. What is your plan for this week? And then what are the daily plans and actions that you're going to take? What's your win list? What's important right now for today that you have to check off, right? Maybe you've got some time sensitive stuff. It needs to be done today. Or maybe it just needs to be checked off because it's part of that method of operation or that process. So our process for affiliates to be successful, it's 5 hours a week. We call it the 5-hour work week. You guys have just gotten rid of your first hour. In fact, today it's 25 minutes, and who knows if it'll even go the full hour. This is sprint planning. Tomorrow, we're going to have a call. It's going to be with Master Trainer Kathy Inman, who's on here right now. We're going to be learning the technical stuff, right? How to use the tools and the systems that we have at our disposal to improve where we're going, whether it's in our existing career or in our career as an affiliate marketer, okay? And we're going to talk about putting the elements together so that you guys get started and get off on the right foot. This week is all about getting started, everybody. So it's time to get started if you haven't already. From Tuesday, we're flowing into Wednesday. That's mindset of a champion. Guys, it's not just about having a plan. It's about preparing to execute that plan. So you need the right tools and you need the right skills to implement your plan. Okay. If your plan is to run a mile, look, you might need running shoes to do that. That's a tool, right? You might need to go and start running. That's the process. Okay. After Wednesday, we're rolling into Thursday. We're going to have another roundtable discussion. I'm open for any ideas that people want to focus on. Otherwise, we'll come up with one and we'll put that topic out in the broadcast. Every day, you're going to get a broadcast reminder of what the event is and the call is and where and when to be there. We suggest 1, show up to those calls. Number 2, we're going to be covering a lot of valuable information. This pours into us as LFI affiliates, but it'll also pour into other people. So we encourage you to invite people to these calls, okay? Feel free. If you've got a team member, this is something that helped me when I was getting started. It was to find the right partner. I found him. He's right next to me. His name's Guy. And we help hold each other accountable when we're struggling or when we're having that off day. Do you have an accountability buddy, a partner that you're working with? That's one of your goals for this week if you're sprint planning this week. Who is my partner going to be? Okay, if you have one, great. In the meantime, we are your accountability partner. This community is going to hold you accountable, but nothing will hold you accountable each and every day like having a partner. So that's one goal you can set for yourself this week if you're sprint planning with us. Okay, from Thursday, we're going to roll into Friday. Friday with the founders. This is going to be, again, another roundtable discussion. We'll cover a topic. We want you to invite people to this. This is going to help you. This is going to help your partner. This is going to help your team. This is going to help other people who need to learn and know about LFI, about Shuffle, about Tap, and about everything that this community is doing to help elevate everybody else. In addition, on Fridays, we'll overview the affiliate program. And again, we're talking about a process that anybody can plug into. You've plugged into it right now, where you can make $1,000 a month residually. And the goal is implementing that process for the next 12 months to make that happen. And then let me ask you this question. Is it worth getting started if you know that if you are diligent and chipping away at that? Some of you may accomplish this further and faster, but if you're diligent about following this plan, you will make $1,000 a month residually through LFI's affiliate program. What type of impact will that make in the other areas of your wheel of life? Okay, is that going to help you out? Maybe it covers the grocery bill, the car bill, the mortgage payment. Again, this is the starting base, right? Guy, my first goal for everybody is you got to make the first $25 to cash out commission. If you haven't done that yet, that's the first milestone, okay? We put that goal of $1,000 a month out there just to create the system. But to Guy's point, we're wiping that goal because some of you are going to go well past $1,000 per month. Okay, if you haven't hit $1,000 per month, we don't want you to get discouraged. Guy, you talked about that to me when we went into Thursday's meeting. It was the valley of disappointment, right? We're all going to go along this process. Most of you think it's going to be a nice, steady straight line up to where you're going. And the reality is it's going to be a parabolic curve. You're going to make some progress, but not as much as you thought you were going to make. And that gap between your expectations in the short term versus the long-term reality of following a system, you've got to get over that valley of disappointment. And here's what causes that. Instant gratification, guys. If you're sitting there looking for the path to turn on $1,000 a month by pushing the easy button, it doesn't exist. But if you're looking for a path to follow that is step by step, where you can join one call a week, there's some things you need to do, right? You got to invite people to that call, maybe reshare the call. In fact, if you've been watching this thus far, you should have an idea in mind of 1, 2, 3 people who you can plug this information in as we rebroadcast out this replay. And if you take action on that, you'll have checked it off your list. So part of that method of operation is, what are the 5 calls that I need to do? Do I have them blocked in for this week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 1 hour max. If you can't make a specific time, then you need to watch the replay at a minimum. And then again, I would reshare and invite. If anybody brought a guest today, please feel free to introduce your guest. Okay, if you bring a guest in the future, we want you to tell us, hey, I'm on the call, and hey, I brought somebody. This is so-and-so. If they have questions, we want to make sure that they get their questions answered as well. And that way, everybody is working together to help everybody else. Again, you're not in this by yourself. You've got a group of people, and this group will continue to grow. First and foremost, Anna, Jay, Shelly, Kathy, thank you so much for coming on our first week, first call. Okay, check it off the list. Everybody else has to watch the replay or they're already falling behind. And look, if you missed the call, that's fine. Maybe you're watching this in replay. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. Heck, after this call, you can still get started. And I think that's the reality. We're going to beat that horse a lot, guys, where you guys don't have to be perfect. It's going to be about progress. And here's the commitment. Even if you set your sight on $1,000 a month and you're not perfect for the next 12 months, if you made it halfway there, the question is, would you be better off? You know? Yeah. And if you can say yes to that, then here's our commitment to you. Pour into this process. Get started. Take it one day at a time. And if you have a bad day, shrug it off. Why? Tomorrow, Tuesday's going to be a new day. The next day is going to be a new day. And we're going to keep resetting and restarting each and every day to make forward progress. And to Guy's point, by the time we're done with this whole thing, we're going to have a whole group of people where you guys have not only gone out and made direct referrals, you've started to build your referral network and your team. And you're going to look back on this and you're going to say, hey guys, this is where I started. This is what I did. This is where I am. And you can do it too. And I'm going to show you the process how by joining our community. That's the process, guys. That's the system as an affiliate. You guys have a lot of resources that we're going to be updating and putting back into your Affiliate Central accounts. You guys have an entire forum in the Facebook group. If you have any questions, please put them there. We're going to be rebroadcasting out the replay for this in that group as well. Feel free to call out team members in that group, reshare posts within that group, and get immersed into the community. I promise you, you will get out of this what you put in, and it will impact every area of your life, not just the career and the financial one, which is my goal for everybody out there through LFI's affiliate program. So Guy, with that being said, I'm going to open this up. If there are any questions that anybody has, we want to do a quick Q&A. If there are not questions, we're going to give everybody back the remainder of their time for today's call. We're going to get back onto our list of what all we have to do. Guy and I already have our win list for today. What's important right now? We're going to knock that out. And I'm going to see everybody on tomorrow's call with Kathy, where we're going to learn some technical skills on how to leverage the tools that we have to maximize our impact in this business. So guys, questions out there? Jay, Anna, Shelly, Kathy, go ahead, Anna.
My question is, there are going to be 5 calls during the week, and Guy says we're going to have a list of those calls and the links that we can use and share. But for right now, Wednesday and Thursday, time and link.
Yep. So let's go through it. We will be updating a week at a glance card, as you mentioned, Anna, there. Keep an eye out for that. Until that is done, let's get this stuff written down. 10 a.m. Mountain Time is an important time to remember. Why? Monday will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, okay? On Thursday, we will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And on Friday, we will be at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you're blocking out time on your calendar each week, those are 3 times you want to block at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Adjust for your time zone. On Tuesday, Kathy has graciously committed to fixing her time for the short term. We're running all of this as fixed times, guys, and we're going to have some replays coming out, but live is best. We want you guys to get your questions answered. So that is going to be on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Central Time. I want to be very clear on that. Tuesdays, 2 p.m. Central Time. Why? Kathy's in the Central Time Zone outside of Dallas.
Right.
It's going to be in Central Time, okay? On Wednesdays, that's the only 5th call. That's at 7 p.m., I believe, Central Time. And Guy, I'm pretty sure that's correct. And we will get out the link for that. That is Mindset of the Champion. It is being put on or hosted by Edge Global, and it does require an additional subscription. So if you do not have that and want to participate in that, please feel free to reach out to us. You can even email us at support@LFI, and we will send you information for that and how to get enrolled in that, okay? I would definitely encourage, if you're working to maximize this program out, that you make it a priority, okay, to attend each of those live calls if you can. Again, we're gonna limit them. Guy, you were cracking the whip on me this morning because I know I tend to go long on a lot of calls. I want to make sure we get everything answered, but we get long-winded. We're going to have hard stops. These are going to be an hour window, and we're going to try and get as much done in that time and then let you guys off for the rest. So, Anna, hopefully that helps. It's going to be Monday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and Friday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Those are the 5 one-hour calls. Again, if you watch this in replay, stop, rewind this, write down each of those 5 things. That's going to be called time blocking when you do sprint planning, right? What are the times that I have fixed that there's a high priority item that I have to be attending? The rest of your stuff is going to be task stuff that you can time block for or just get in where it fits in, but you want to be getting that stuff checked off the list. Sharing your cards, building your cards, using Shuffle, reaching out to your team. If you haven't found an accountability buddy or partner, you're going to be wanting to reach out to one of them as well, preferably today. Anna, another question.
Another question. Links, are they all the same?
So they will be different links for different calls. The Tuesday link is going to be different than this Monday sprint planning link. The links themselves will remain the same, meaning if you want to create a recurring event in your calendar, whichever calendar that you prefer to use, I suggest using a digital one so you get those reminders. You can put in for Mondays, it's going to be this Zoom link. Yeah. Remember, guys, Zoom is going to be limited in capacity over time. And my goal by the end of 2020, and again, I'm setting a goal, is we're going to surpass and max out what this thing will allow us to do. So it's going to be first come, first serve. But write down that link. Tuesdays, it's going to be a specific link. That's a link that is Kathy's link. And we'll get that shared out as well. And after today, I'm going to post in the Facebook group all of those links, Anna, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Perfect.
You can put those links down, put them in your calendar as repeating events, block it in. I like to change the color so that I know I've got to be here at this time for this thing. And then again, the other thing that I think is going to serve you as an affiliate more than anything else will be resharing and inviting. We as a community want to do as much as we can to support. So if you feel that there's somebody who can benefit from the info, reshare out the video. If we talked about a topic like getting started, you're like, just that 1 little minute worth of stuff these 5 people need to hear today, get it out to them, okay?
And as we bring new people on board using the digital calendar, we can actually add people
to your invite
so that they're getting the notifications as well. Okay.
And think about this. 1, we want to hold ourselves accountable. We will hit our goals and surpass them, to Guy's point, if we hold ourselves accountable on running the process in the system as many times as we can. To the point I made on Thursday, we're not going to win every day. The goal is, but if you win more days than you lose, you're going to win the week. If you win more weeks throughout the year, you're going to win the month. And if you win each month or quarter, you're eventually going to win the year. Guy and I are ex-athletes. We don't start out playing the Super Bowl game day one, right? We got to get prepared for the first game of the week. And I think each and every one of us can look from that perspective. What am I going to do now? Because that's what's important. We'll amp the process, attitude, moment, process on each of the activities that we're going into. And the more you immerse yourself in this process, the bigger impact I know it will have in everything that you do.
Okay.
Jay, any questions on your end? Good to go? Awesome. Kathy, Shelley, I know you guys have been on this whole time. I appreciate your time. Anything on your end that you need?
Here.
Okay.
I'm all good. I'm just over here making sure the Tuesday cards are updated.
Sounds good. Okay, guys. Well, if that's it, I want to thank you guys so much, especially the four of you for joining us on this first call of the new year. It all starts now, so no better time than the present to get started. Go through, take 2 minutes to write down your plan for today, execute and prioritize the win list of items, check them off, and we will see everybody tomorrow on Kathy's Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central call. Okay, we'll get that posted out in the Facebook group, and you will see broadcasts coming out with these replays for rewatch and reshare and for those upcoming events. Until then, everybody, let's make it a great day.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks so much.